But your job is to care about you. Your job is to honor your grandmother for working 50 years for a white family and didn't get any Social Security or was paid $1 a day, $2 a day. That's the person you should honor, not whoever's on TV who's making a lot of money, whoever's playing football. That has no meaning to you. It's good, but what do they do with it? So that's what I'm interested in. That deeper level stuff. That deep digging. Keep digging, finding people who bear witness. And you're a young woman, but you've seen change since you've been at Hollins, haven't you?
Definitely.
Change keeps coming.
It is.
Yeah. So but we have to insist that it happens. It doesn't. Nobody's going to give you anything. Everything is a fight in this world, and I don't mean a physical fight. I'm talking about mental fights for the most part. But everything is a struggle, and everything is a fight. Is it worth it? Yes. You better believe it's worth it. Yeah. Our history is very important, and it's rare, And I know other people have been enslaved, but not like we have, not this long. And then it changes. There was slavery, and then there was, the Jim Crow era. There was all this stuff, all the phases. And now, unfortunately, it has come back to us. It has come back to us. And we won't tolerate it. We won't tolerate that. No. That's what we have to remember. What is it that you can do? And just getting up in the morning, making a phone call to somebody and saying, look, this isn't right. All of that matters. All of that matters. Yeah.
We all have agency.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
So, last thing, I want to give a shout out because I hear that you're working on a screenplay.
Yes, I am. Oh, please, God, hear this. Yes, I am working on a screenplay. I have been working with Ann Cole Lowe all my life. Ann Cole Lowe is the woman in the book she's well known for making the wedding dress for the wedding party of Jacqueline Kennedy, with Jacqueline Bouvier and Senator John Kennedy. But there is a book that a white woman wrote, and it's just awful. They don't get the name of the towns right. But the other thing, the book is always, when I find information about her, it's always about the Kennedys. So I am interested. I went to high school with Denise Cole, whose father was Ann Cole's first cousin. So they all lived on the same street. And I opened the screenplay on that street. It's the 4th of July. And they all built their houses on that street. And we could do a block off and didn't have to be afraid of white people. And we were here in Motown, and everybody's cut. And then so that's like the present. And then I cut it to Ann Cole Lowe was born in 1898. So about 1905, she, little girl, her mother Jane, and her aunt Sal received a contract to go to Montgomery and to create the wedding gowns for the first lady and the first daughters. That was their biggest contract that they had ever had. So they did. And Ann Lowe's mother, while they were in the middle of the project, drops dead. So this little 14-year-old and her aunt had to finish the project. And they did with great praise. And I say Ann Cole Lowe had to put off the grieving for her dead mother to get this project done. And then she went on. She always wanted to go to New York because she felt that was the hub, that was the fashion hub of the world. So anyway, anytime you read anything about her that's written by white people, it's like she just dropped off the moon and made Jacqueline Kennedy's wedding dress. Well, the fact of the matter is she was friends with Jacqueline's mother, Janet. And she had made Janet's wedding dress for her second wedding. And she had made all the gowns for Jacqueline and Lee for their coming out parties and things. So she didn't just drop off the moon. And she had worked for all the socialites, the Carnegies, the DuPonts, the Rockefellers. But they didn't pay her well. They did not allow her to have her name on any of the things that she created. That. So I know that's exactly right. So I say because of race, because of gender, and because of time, she was marginalized. But we can have her to be marginalized no more. Her story is a fabulous story. Um, so yeah, but it's hard because I write this letter. I don't have an agent. I don't know anybody famous. This is my only hope to get this done. And I'm sure you will agree with me that this is a fabulous project. So,
It sounds amazing. Like, I'm already so excited.
yeah, but to get stuff, oh my God. At least today you can send emails and stuff and, hope that they get them and that kind of thing. But it's hard. But, life is hard. So you just keep at it. You just keep at it. And you hit them sometimes just, like I said earlier, you never know where your next blessing is going to come from. You just never know. So it's like your job, our job, if you keep at it, just keep going. Don't stop. Don't turn around. Just keep going. And that's exactly what she did. She kept going. She held on to her dream, even when her dreams turned into nightmares. 2 weeks before the wedding of the Bouvier Kennedy, her pipes burst in her Harlem apartment, and it ruined almost all of the gowns. So she thought she was going. This is 1952, 53. She thought she was going to net $700. Instead, she went in a hole $2,200. This was her life. This was because she had to rehire people and get. Then she takes the midnight train out of New York to go to Newport, where they went to deliver the gowns. So she gets there. She rings the doorbell, and the butler comes to the door and said, "You have to go to the back door." And she says, "If I have to go to the back door, there will be no wedding." And she came in at the front door. But you see how everything was a fight. Everything was a fight. Everything. Just, she had been up for days, trying to get, and she get there, and the butler was just doing his job. You know what I mean? He was just doing. So you can't hold it against him, but you hold it against a system that allowed that. And that's what, and that, I understand why a lot of African Americans don't want to go back in history. Well, it is painful, but it's your pain. And you need to know who stood up for you, who did what. You need to understand how privileged you are to be born in this country today. Even though we have craziness with politics, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about to be able to go to college. Black people couldn't. The Rockefeller women went to Spelman College. It wasn't called that then because the Spelman is a married name of a Rockefeller woman. So they went down there after the war to see what these people were doing. These people were teaching with old catalogs, with the Bible. So those women said this will never happen before. Thus is why we have Spelman College today. That's how it came about. So there's goodness in everybody, and we never know when it's going to touch us or not. But we can't lump people together and say that. But now, it's one of the most prestigious college for young women, black women in the country. So, but we never know. So it's our job to be the best that we can be, to do the best that we can do. And will it all work out? There are no promises, but you can keep working. Keep working. Yeah, and if I had not gotten that Hollins book published, I would still be working on it. You know what I mean? That's how much, that's how important I thought that it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. Honestly, it's your fight that inspired me to keep going. That's why I feel like so grateful to you
Oh,
because
I'm
it
so
really,
grateful to you for picking
yes,
up the torch. That's important too. And you'll pass it on. I know you will. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about, passing the torch.
exactly. And I really appreciate you adding on to the fact of like acknowledging how painful our history is, but still being able
But
to
it
hold
belongs to
it.
us. Yeah, it's ours.
Exactly.
It's ours. And nobody can take that away. We shouldn't allow people to take that away. People like to twist it, take it away. No, it belongs to us. And
Exactly.
we get to shape it by doing what we do, doing what you do.
Exactly. And what you do.
Well, thank you. Yeah. What we all do. Yeah. To try to instill that. And there is I just read this article. Uh, since I got the Eudora Welty Prize, I I know her work and I've taught her, but I've been learning more about her. And one of the things I just learned about her is when Medgar Eggers was shot down in his driveway, Mississippi. She wrote an essay and sent it to the New Yorker, and it got published. So what she did in the essay, she went inside the mind of the person who killed Medgar Eggers. The white people did not like it because it was a white person and he was crazy and mad and that kind of stuff. And they demanded that she apologize to the state. She never did. And that made me love her even more. But she said, "Oh, you don't tell me what to write." And they thought she was this little Southern woman. And you know what I mean? She was.
Like,
But she wrote
but
that
that wasn't
story.
all she was.
That's exactly right. And what happened, the people were mad because you know what? In that story, they saw themselves. They saw themselves. And that's exactly what she wrote about. This is the way it is here. This is my uncle. This is my brother. This is my dad. That's who killed. Yeah. She never. And I just love that story. You know, that's making life better. And if we all did our part, or just a little bit, once in a while, the world would be better. The world would be better. Yeah.
I really want to thank you for coming on with us and
Oh, it's
being a
my
part of.
pleasure.
Yes.
Oh, you're just my favorite. You're not supposed to have favorites. My friend Daryl dances. You're not supposed to have favorite students. So I go,
Not supposed to have favorites, but you're one of my favorite people. So
I
we're just
know it.
gonna put
Yeah,
them in. We're just
because
gonna
then
put
when
them
I was
in.
telling her about you, she said, "Okay, she's not your student. She can be your favorite."
Yay!
Daryl, yeah,
So
great. Well, thank you and congratulations again. I am just so happy for you.
thank you. So please check out Ethel Morgan Smith's work. You
Oh,
can read more
can
about.
I do this? Is this
Yes, do,
can I do it?
do your promotions. You've
Yes,
earned
yes,
it.
yes.
You've done the
I
work.
guess I'm trying to make it bigger so they can see it.
Please check out Path to Grace. Please check out all of Ethel's work. You can also read more about Ethel on her website, ethelmorgansmith.online. Please check out more. Thank you for tuning into this episode.
Oh, it's been
And
a
we'll,
pleasure. And I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.
yes, bye.
This is great. Great way to start the weekend.